Hello, everyone. Will Pollard captain the West Indies if he's not captain? This is the Cricket Forum, your place for the latest news, views, rumors, and all the gossips in the world of cricket. This is the place to be. Welcome. I am Carlton Brown. Also in today's show, Kohli declined the invitation to captain India in his 100th Test match. Root and Ben Stoke decide to play county cricket. 5 cricketers thrown out of a bar in Australia. Nick Payne, the brother of Tim Payne, criticized Cricket Australia. Updates on the IPL, the two new franchises, an update on the one-day international between South Africa and India, and also the latest on the Under-19 World Cup taking place in the West Indies. So there's lots to get into today. Please remember to slash a like on the video, share, and subscribe. Today's show is brought to you by the Dealmaker Store. If you are living in the Caribbean and looking at a pre-owned motor vehicle to buy, click on the link in the video description and contact the Dealmaker Store. I would like to say thank you to the people at the Dealmaker Store for sponsoring today's show. So the question is, with India is now 12-16 now without loss in the fourth over. Rahul and Dhawan opening the innings. They are chasing 297 to win the first ODI between India and Australia and South Africa in South Africa. So the question, and a number of persons are saying this, and it's a question to be answered, and it can only be answered if it actually happened. If Pollard is not the captain of the West Indies, will he represent the West Indies? A number of persons, and including cricketers, see Pollard as this bully. While it can be argued that with an average of 35 since becoming captain, that is good enough to play in a West Indies team, it can be it has been suggested that he will only play unless he's the captain. The feeling is, it appears that he is bigger than West Indies cricket. There are views that even Simmonds is intimidated by Pollard. It is said that if you look at the series in Pakistan, the T20 series in Pakistan, and compare the excitement with the players and the players expressing themselves under Puran and how they play the game, although losing that series 3-0 to a highly rated world-class side in Pakistan, you felt a sense of satisfaction that the boys were playing and were playing for the West Indies. It seems that people are saying that under Pollard, they are so intimidated, they are so bullied, they are not expressing themselves in this current ODI series. They did against Ireland, they did not express themselves as much as they did in the series against Pakistan in Pakistan when Pollard was not there. There's argument that it appears that even Simmonds is intimidated by him. There are rumors coming out of that dressing room that players are being isolated, that players are asked to carry out specific job which is not their strength. And they did not. You see, the thing about international cricket, you can ask a man to bowl 6 Yorkers or to try the Yorkers. But did he make the West Indies team bowling Yorkers? Simple cricket, I know. As a bowler, you bowl to your strength. Yes, there may be a strategy, but the bowler must bowl to his strength. He must bowl what he's good at, because that's how he's going to improve. If you're going to teach him something that he's not good at, you could have mediocrity right across the board. So especially for players who just starting their international career, are young in their international career, you need them to bowl to their strength. I look at the match between the third match between Ireland and the West Indies, the ODI. Look at Joseph bowling. That must be instructions. That must be instructions. And it wasn't good. It didn't look pretty. He just came in banging in the ball in the wicket, banging in the ball in the wicket. As one commentator said, this is becoming boring. And I'm wondering if it was the same thing with Odin Simit also. Because Odin Simit, although he's capable of bowling 150, he bowls 150 pitching up the ball. And then again, he was trying to bowl short. And maybe that's why he was spraying the ball all over the place. Because that's not his strength. But they are intimidated by Pollard. They are not playing to their strength. They are not expressing themselves. Players in that team, instead of going out and expressing themselves, are worried that they might get dropped. They are not comfortable. And it appears, looking on, and I have no evidence of this, but looking on, it appears that Simmonds is intimidated by Pollard, that Simmonds is afraid of Pollard. It appears that Pollard is bigger than West Indies cricket. And that's why I believe, it's my opinion, only my opinion, that if Pollard should be dropped, the captaincy should be taken away from him. Pollard will retire from international cricket. Pollard will not play. He is not hungry enough, in my opinion. He is not hungry enough to play solely as a batsman and somebody who bowls some little lollipops. Those are my views. So India have pushed on to 24 without loss at the end of the fifth over ball by Jansen. So Rahul is on 5, Darwan on 19. So they have pushed on to, 24 without loss after 5. So my views are this. Pollard will not play for the West Indies if he's not the captain. Because my opinion is that Pollard think that he's bigger than West Indies cricket. He's a bully. In my opinion, he's a bully. I would like to have a fist fight with him. Yes, man. I would like to have a fist fight with Pollard right now. A fist fight. But he won't do it. He won't do it. He won't take me up on my offer. Yes, no stick, no stones, no knife, no fist fight. Fist fight. I would like to have a fist fight to teach him a lesson, that bully. I would like to teach that bully a lesson. So Janssen, I thought it was the end of the over. It's 5.3 overs. India have pushed on to 24 without loss in reply to 296 by Australia. So they need 297 to win. Rahul is on 11, 5 from 11 delivers, and Darwan on 19 from 22. Good over this so far from Janssen. 3 dot balls. Left arm over the wicket. Makes his way in. Passes the umpire and bowl to Darwan, who clipped this away. 2 square leg. Down to the boundary for 4. Lovely shot. So the score moves up to 28. So 3 dot balls followed by a boundary ball. Eases the pressure. Compare Pollard to Kohli. Kohli stepped down as India Test captain. He already relinquished the T20 captain, and he was removed as the ODI captain for the BCCI reason that they want one captain for the white ball game. They didn't want to have Kohli as the ODI captain and Rohit Sharma as the T20 captain. They want one captain for the white ball team. So although Kohli had resigned as captain of the T20 team, the captaincy for the ODI was taken away from him. Following the 1-2 series loss to South Africa in South Africa, Kohli has stepped down as captain of the Test team. The BCCI reached out to him and said, Kohli, we are inviting you to captain the India team when you are playing your 100 test match. He has played 99 test match so far. And if he did not miss the second test match in South Africa, he would have, the third test match would have been his 100 for India. But missing the second test match, he's at 99. And the BCCI said that, Kohli, we want you to captain the team. And that was a very good gesture. We want you to captain the team in your 100 test match. And Kohli said, no, I'm not like that. I resign as a captain. I retire as a captain. I am not like that. I am not going to do that just because it's my own 100 test match. I am not like that. Put that into perspective and put it into Pollard perspective. That ball in the air, wide off the field, will they get 2? They're back for, no, they stay on 1. Over the offside. That was over the offside. So compare that to Pollard and Kohli. Kohli presently in this ODI match is in the team, being captained by KL Rahul. Because Kohli is not bigger than India's cricket. And there are a number of persons are saying, the argument is there, especially in India, that once Kohli got into an argument with the BCCI, everyone know that his days were numbers as captain, and he just jumped ahead and ensured that he resigned as the test captain. Some argument is out there, and there's also a feeling that Kohli think that he was no longer getting 100% support. That ball from Markram edge away, past the keeper, they get 3. So India got 3. You know, as usual, Mike Aisman, I love, you see, like this look a period with India 33 without loss. It was an inside edge. Rahul aim a big booming drive through the offside. It got the inside edge, missed the leg stump, and run away for 3. You know, those things hurt them. It hurt them. They are so biased. Those things hurt them. And I love it when it hurts them. I love it. If India should win this match, oh my God, you want to be listening to them and see the pain coming out of them. So that one ease that down to a straight mid-on. The fielder comes across from a wideish mid-on, a straight mid-wicket, picks up with his right hand, and they got a single. So the score pushed up to 34 without loss. We are in the 7th over. So almost 5 runs are over. So they're chasing 297 to win. So compare Kohli's decision to be humbled enough to want to play cricket, to want to play in a team with someone that he has captained before. That is not going to happen in the West Indies team with Pollard. Not. I don't think so. Those are my views. I don't think Pollard would play in the West Indies team under any other captain. If he's not captaining, he's not going to play. And I think that this T20 international series coming up against England starting on Saturday is going to be really challenging for Pollard. The reason is Pollard slowed down the game. Because he's a bully, he slowed down the game and played the game at his own pace. And there are doubts over his fitness level. Now that West Indies can be at a disadvantage because the new rules said that if you don't start your 20th over by the cutoff time, all other overs that are being bowled after the cutoff time, you will only have 4 fielders outside the 30-yard circles. And we in cricket, the 30-meter circles, it was 35 yards, 30-meter circles. If we in cricket understand that with only 4 fielders outside the 30-meter circle in the last 2-3 overs of a T20 innings can make the world of difference. That can simply, 3 over, that can simply be an additional 30 runs if you would have had the extra fielder out there. I don't think Pollard can captain the cricket at this pace, requiring to bowl the 20 overs in 1.5 hours. I don't think that he has the brain to captain the team at this pace. I don't think so. Those are my view. It's left to be seen, but I don't think he thinks fast enough. I don't think he's fit enough. I don't think he's able to motivate the team enough for them to complete the 20 overs in 90 minutes. I don't see that happening. There are too many divisions in that team. There are cliques in that team. Players are being isolated. Players are being bullied. Players are being told to play against their strength. And so I don't see, I see us having a lot of innings where the last 2-3 overs will only be allowed 4 players outside that 30-meter circles because we have not completed our 20 overs in the prescribed 90 minutes. We have not started the 20th over by the 90 minutes duration. If once you start the 20th over before the 90 minute duration, you're allowed to complete that over, of course. But after that, any overs that comes after the cutoff time, if you have not yet started your 20 over. So should you start your 18th over at the cutoff time, you're allowed to complete your 18th over with the 5 fielders outside the 30-meter circles. But the other 2, only 4 fielders you will have outside that circles. I think that is going to pose a great challenge to Pollard achieving that. The practice match last night, Pooran did it. Pooran were the West Indies team led by Pooran were able to complete their 20 overs within the prescribed time. So congratulations, Pooran. It is left now to be seen if the man who I consider to be a bully, another 4. So India is going well here. 44. 44. So 2 fours out of this over. 44 now without loss. So they are going well here. This is the 8th or 9th over. The score is that the over is not on the screen. As soon as it comes up, I'll let you know. Sorry about that. So this is what I'm saying. With the 20 over is expected to bowl within the 90 minutes. We all watch cricket. We all have seen how slow Pollard does his thing. Will he be able to do it? It will be a challenge. Now, news coming out of England is that Joe Root and Ben Stoke have decided that not to enter into the IPL auction and has decided to stay in England and play county cricket and prepare for England upcoming test series. That's very good of them on one hand, and another hand, people are saying they should maximize their earning. This is always going to be a ticklish point, but remembering that England's centrally contracted players are paid 7 figures salary in pounds to play cricket for England for the year. So they have a good contract. So Root and Stoke have decided that they're going to remain in England and play county cricket, so they will not be participating in the IPL. It's left to be seen how many players will follow suit. It's left to be seen if the ECB, and again, I don't know why they are the ECB and not the ECWB, because they are the England and Wales Cricket Board. That's what it said. England and Wales Cricket Board. But they refer to themselves as the ECB. It's left to see if the ECB is going to issue instructions or mandate that all centrally contracted players should remain in England. That would have serious implication for the Mumbai Indians, who have retained Mohammad Ali, and the Rajasthan Royals, who have retained Josh Butler. So that would have implication for those 2 teams. So it's left to be seen if that instruction or that mandate will be issued. 46 without loss, 8.2 over Markram. This is his 5th. So Markram have bowled 4.2 overs for 21 runs. This is good enough. This is good. If you can get 5 overs out of Markram for under 30 runs, chasing 296, your target is 297. This is good. So Markram to roll out. He's out. That dismissal just looks so simple. Here's a look at Chadla, Mark Akram not doing anything with the ball, and Rahul just play inside the line. inside the line, playing for turn. The ball did not turn. Playing for turn? Oh, you're playing against Markram for turn. He took the outside edge. Simple catch for the cock. So he gone for 12, using up 17 balls. A lot of delivery, using up 17 balls. So KL Rahul, as captain, is not off to a good start with the bat. Gone for 12. So the drama is that after the Ashes, Monday night in Australia, 5 cricketers were at a bar at the Crown Plaza bar in Hobart in Australia. Joe Root, James Anderson, Nathan Lyons, Alex Carey and Travis Head. 3 Australian, 2 English cricketers. 5 of them were at a bar. They were having a few beers. Reports are that the table were covered with empty bottles. They start behaving loudly. The police were called in and they were asked to leave the bar. It said that they leave without any incident or without any complaint. Their pictures were taken. And that one police said that we need to take these pictures for the lawyers just in case any other actions were to be filed. It is said that a female officer said, boys, it's time to go to your bed. You know, but in all of this, it said that no incident took place. The players cooperated and they left immediately. But they apparently have too many drinks and they were behaving loudly. So the police were called in and they were asked to leave the Crown Plaza bar in Hobart, Australia. So the 5 players were Joe Root and James Anderson from England. First ball to Kohli, short, hit it away behind square, 4 runs. So England moves up. They moves up to 50 for 1. So Kohli in this team playing. Kohli is in this team playing. Kohli doesn't have to be the captain for India to play for India. I doubt it very much that Pollard will play for the West Indies if he's not the captain. So Kohli is here playing for India, although he's not the captain, with India 50 for 1 chasing 297. I am sure, almost sure, that Pollard will not play for the West Indies if he's not the captain. So the 5 players were in a bar in Australia celebrating. The celebration became too loud. They were having a few drinks and they were asked to leave. A female officer said, boys, it's time for bed. That might be a little embarrassing, but the story is the reports are that they leave without any incident. James Anderson, Joe Root, Travis Head, Nathan Lyons, and Alex Carey. So they were asked to leave the bar and sent home. Also in Hobart, Nick Payne, the brother of Tim Payne, is lashing out at Cricket Australia and saying that it was gut-wrenching to watch Australia celebrating the Ashes win without his brother being there. After 4 years ago, when Australia cricket was in a crisis, his brother was the one who steered them through that crisis. And for Cricket Australia to just dish him away like that, it was gut-wrenching for him to watch it. It is said that Tim Payne did not stay in Hobart. He's off on holiday. Hobart is the home ground for Tim Payne. That's their home state. That's where he plays his cricket, at Hobart. And it said that he did not stay in Hobart for the final test match against England because it was too painful. So he and his family went away on holiday. So his brother, Nick Payne, is saying that Cricket Australia treats him very poorly. And it was very difficult to watch the celebration. I can understand the emotion. But again, Tim Payne was the one who sent sex messages to our employee. And the irony of it, it said that he was cleared. He was cleared 4 years ago. So why now it resurfaced and Cricket Australia asked him to step down? So I can understand the frustration of Nick Payne, but is what it is. So India have moved on to 51 for 5, 9.3 overs. Kohli 4 from 3 deliveries. Darwan 39 from 37 deliveries. Maharaj into the attack. His first over, gone for 5 so far from 4 deliveries. So the left arm spinner, orthodox spinner, bowling round the wicket to Virat Kohli. Maharaj into Kohli. On the back foot, work is to mid wicket, a short mid wicket, no run. The fielder comes in, that look like Power Cooler or somebody like that. So in India, Lucknow have appointed Andy Fowler as their coach, and they have met the deadline of registering 3 players. So they have registered KL Rahul, who is captain in India in this game. He will captain the Lucknow franchise. The name of the team, they have not yet released a name for the team, but so I will refer to them as the Lucknow franchise. They have chosen KL Rahul as their captain, Marcus Stonis, the Australian all-rounder, and Ravi Bishnoi, the uncapped Indian leg spinner, as their 3 retained players before the auction. So they have retained these 3 players at 30 core. So they will have 60 core remaining to spend in the auction. Each of the 10 franchise have a budget of 90 core. 90 core, to get that in US dollars, multiply it by 134,000, and you will get the figure in US dollars. So 1 core equal 134,000 US dollars. So each team have 90 core. They have spent 30 out of it and retaining 3 players before the auction. KL Rahul to captain, Marcus Stonis, the Australian all-rounder, and Ravi Bishnoi, the uncapped Indian leg spinner. The Ahmedabad franchise, they are yet to have a name also, but I refer to them as the Ahmedabad franchise. They have retained the Indian all-rounder Hardik Pandey as their captain. They have also retained Rashid Khan, the Afghanistan leg spinner, and also Subman Gill, the Indian opening batsman who opened for the KKR in last year's tournament. So the 3 retained player, the 3 registered player by the Ahmedabad franchise are Hardik Pandey, Rashid Khan, and Subman Gill. So India have pushed on to 56 for 1. That's a wide delivery by Markram. Markram is in the 6th over, 5.3 over, 1 for 27. Have Rahul playing to a straight delivery that nick and went through to the cup. Markram to Kohli. Whip that away through mid-wicket. They're gone for 1. The man comes off the boundary. That's all they will get. The score pushed up to 58 for 1, 10.4 overs. Kohli's on 5 from 9 delivery. Darwan on 40 from 38. Markram in his 6th over, 1 for 28. Rounds the wicket to the left-hander Darwan. Markram into Darwan on the front foot. Ease it down to long off. They'll go for a single. So that's the update and the match. The ICC tournament, under 19 cricket tournament, is also going on in the West Indies. India is playing Ireland. This is a top of the table clash. Both of them have won their first match, and so this is a top of the table clash in that group. India versus Ireland. The other match, I think in Zone D or Group D, Scotland versus Australia. Australia have won 1 and have lost 1. Australia have beaten the West Indies and have lost to Sri Lanka. They have a net run rate of 0.34. The West Indies have beaten Scotland and have a net run rate of 1.09. So Australia will be looking for a big win against Scotland, because Scotland is really the weakest team in this tournament. And any 2 of Sri Lanka, Australia, and West Indies is expected to go through. It will be very, very interesting, because West Indies would need to beat Sri Lanka. West Indies would need to beat Sri Lanka in their final match to have a chance of going through. And they would need to do so handsomely, although the Sri Lanka run rate is 1 point. I don't remember out of my head now, but Sri Lanka run rate is not that far away, and because there are only a few matches, the run rate is easier to make up if it was like 10 matches. Another single for India, pushing them to 61 for 1 at the start of the 12th over. So Australia will be looking for a big win today against Scotland to push up that run weight. Hope rain does not fall, because if rain fall, this would affect the Australian chances of going through. So Scotland versus Australia and India versus Ireland in the top of the table clash. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you a bit later and leave you with the score that India are 61 for 1 at the start of the 12th over, chasing 297 to beat South Africa in the first ODI. Thank you again for tuning in, and don't forget to slash a like on the video, share and subscribe. Until later, this is Carlton Brown saying thanks for tuning in.